Hi, and welcome to Cabarrus County Updates. I'm your host, David Baxter, with the Cabarrus County Communication Outreach Department. Today, we'd like to tell you a little bit about what's going on with the City of Concord and their sewer situations here and easements. That's something you might not have thought about if you're in the City of Concord. And to explain all of this is Gary Fritz, who's our System Compliance Officer here with the Concord City Waste and Water Resources Department. Gary, thanks for coming on and telling us a little bit about this.
Well, thank you for the invitation.
What is the Easement Education and Notification Program? What is that?
Well, this is a program that we started about 3.5 years ago. And what we're doing is we're going through all the areas where a sewer line crosses a person's property. It may be down the side of the house, it may be across the back of the house, or the lot, I should say. Mm-hmm. A lot of them are out in the street. But the ones that cross a person's property are the ones that we're interested in. And we've researched these parcels, find out if there's any easements that are deeded or if they're in a plat situation. And then we notify the customer of such. We earmark this particular residence, not by the name, but by the address, mm-hmm. for future movements. If the house is sold and such, we earmark this, and we allow this information then just to be in our archives for future use. To date, we've done about 2,000 of these. Mm-hmm. We've hit about 85% of the city. We're starting to work from the outside in. We left what I call the center city, which is Highway 29 to 49, actually 29 to Highway 3, and then Highway 49 to 85. And that is an area that's the old town, and we find that area there is no new construction really is happening. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit here, a little bit there, but all the new area, we're trying to alleviate any problems that may develop or people building on the easements and such. So it's worked out quite well so far.
What is, is an easement, always in the front, always in the back, on the side? Is there any, consistency there, or it could be anywhere?
Well, an easement could be anywhere. I've got something here that just shows a particular house that the yellow, of course, is the City of Concord, but the deep yellow are street easements. So we all have easements where the streets are. Right. And then the green shaded is a sewer easement. And they can be anywhere from 20 to 30 feet in width, and 10 to 15 feet off the sewer line. Mm-hmm. The sewer lines are the green lines that are within the easements, and then of course the black arrows just show the flow of the sewer that we do have. You see here, the sewer lines and the water lines are actually in the street easement, so most people have an easement associated with them, mm-hmm. and that's their street. But it's the ones that have the one that goes across their property or down the property lines or across the back of the property are the ones that I'm interested in.
Now, does everybody have one?
No, they don't. To date, as you can see in this area here, this is a plat of a certain subdivision, mm-hmm. and the yellow lines, again, are sewer lines, and the green lines are water lines. Our environmental lines, or waste, or the stormwater. And so you can see that not everybody has one in this subdivision. There's just 1, 2, 3, 4. There's about 10 different lots that have a sewer easement on them, and 4 lots that have a easement for the environmental services.
Well, how do I know if I have an easement?
Well, if you hear from me, you know.
Okay.
You can also look it up by going to the website from the Cabarrus County, mm-hmm. going into the Registered Deeds office and working their website. You can call me at the city, and to make it a lot easier, and I can work you through. If you're sitting at your computer, I can work you right through your computer from my computer and show you where to go. If you get a letter from me, then you know you have an easement.
Okay, so you'll notify me.
I will notify, okay. And only the people. Like if you and I were neighbors,
right, and
yet you live on one side of my house, and John Smith lives on the other side of the house, the easement may run between my house and Mr. Smith's house. Okay. So you would never know that this program is going on. So we're in neighborhoods and sending these letters out. But again, it's an identification and an education program. We're not out there to tear up a person's property, to dig up the yard and different things. We're just educating people so that they don't build on these easements. That's the biggest problem that we do have, is people building on the easements.
Okay, so my question was, what do I do if I have an easement? I just need to make sure where it's at and where it runs, so I don't put up a building or build something on it.
Well, just give me a call and check with me.
Okay.
We will come out, and there's no charge for any of this. We'll come out, and although we're not surveyors, the gentleman that works with me will put a line out where the sewer line pretty much is, and then we will mark the easement, and we're within 6 inches, which is pretty good in a poker game, I guess. And it allows you to then decide, okay, if I'm going to put a shed, I need to maybe move it over a little bit. If I'm going to drill a well, I can't put my well there. If you do have a well in an easement, there may come a time that you're going to have to cap that well, because you're not supposed to, according to state laws, the distance from a sewer line to a water line is regulated. And of course, again, we're not in the enforcement program, we're in the education program right now. So we're trying to get people, if they have a fence, ask them to put a gate on the fence so that our trucks can get in if we have to.
Gotcha.
Because an easement is an area of access for the city. It's a document, it's a legal document that if we have to get in, of course we'll notify, but if we have to get in to do some repairs, it's either repair the line or let all this material, which I'm talking sewage, back up into your house.
Gotcha. Now, are you available if there's a civic group that wants to hear a program on what you guys do?
Yes, we're just exploring that end right now. I've done about 5 or 6, but with the exception of working with the youth in Cabarrus County through the environmental field days that they have out at the fairgrounds right during the first week of the fair or the first couple days of the fair, and then with our civic ed program that I just finished with our 3rd graders, we try to get as much exposure as we can. Then neighborhood groups, I've already spoken to a couple neighborhood groups. I've spoken to the lawyers meeting here in the city. I understand I will be speaking to the Rotary in the near future. Garden clubs, it doesn't really make a difference. If we like to speak to anybody, church groups. We'd love to speak to the property committees of the church groups, the ladies guild, whatever it may be, because there's a lot of grease that is produced in some of our churches, and of course it's produced at home too.
Well, now, if you want to get personally in touch with Gary, this is the address. It would be Gary Fritz, Systems Compliance Officer. His phone number is 704-920-5352. Again, that's 704-920-5352, and that's a 24/7 number answering machine. We'll get right with you. An address is City of Concord, P.O. Box 308, and that's Concord, North Carolina. Or you can email Gary at fritzg@ci.concord.nc.us. Again, that's Fritz, F-R-I-T-Z-G, at ci.concord.nc.us. Well, Gary, appreciate you giving this information, and I know people might be interested in giving you a call and finding all about this.
Well, I hope to do, because, like I said, it's a program that's not going to go away, and we're about 85% completed. And our guys need the access to get in to fix the lines and different things, and so we really need the cooperation from our citizens, both in knowing where their easements are, as well as abiding by the don't build on the easement regulations that we do have.
Well, that'd be very helpful. If they find out if they have an easement, they won't build on it.
Sure.
Then. That's great. Well, until next time, you have a great day.